Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. I immediately screw that up. And to Perils and Princesses, just I'm a professional. Our sweet revenge campaign. And just because it's tradition, I am, again, as always, not Jeff, sometimes Kipser, sometimes Kip. Unfortunately, Aaron isn't able to join us tonight. However, we have a fresh new face to introduce today. This is my friend Isabelle. We met some years ago during a really terrible 5e game that lasted one session before the GM, who bragged about being a project manager, ghosted us after recording us. Yay! So Isabelle, welcome. Now, when we started this campaign, we talked about how long each of us had played ttrpgs as just an intro to each other. But let's do another round where everyone tells us about their current favorite ttrpg that they have played or run. Not in theory, not the I've read the book and I love it. You actually have to have played it or run it. Derek, let's start with you, because I don't start with you often enough.
And this is the worst question to start with me on because I have limited experience. I mean, just because you put me on the spot, I'm just going to say Delta Green because it was interesting. Yeah. It was a really interesting experience.
Swim checks for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the worst. That was the lowest. Even my death was higher than that point.
Not the, wasn't it Mothership that you pooped in the elevator, though?
See, that one was hilarious. I also really like that one, but because you put me on the spot, I couldn't go through my filing cabinet quickly enough.
You know I'm going to need context for that later, right?
I mean, you could have the context. It still doesn't make sense.
The context.
It still doesn't make sense.
I had broken Jeff on that day.
Delightful.
Yeah. Steven still laments the fact that he missed that session. So he's just like, who's going for that session? I'm like, I think that's okay. I think you missed out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Melissa, how about you?
Yes, so I am a perma player, so there are 0 games that I have run. But as a player, my favorite is still the One Ring.
Yes.
Big fan.
Very good. Yes, classic lollygagger. One Ring longest campaign? Yes, I think so. Right, Jeff?
I think it's possible our original Zweihander one was longer. I don't know. It's pretty close. They're pretty comparable. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's my favorite.
Huh.
Yes. Very good. And Jeff, how about you?
Well, clearly it's Huckleberry. HuckleberryRPG.com, our dear friend Steven. Yeah, just kidding. No, but I do love that. You should check it out. Electric Bastion Land. Derek already mentioned Delta Green, which I love. But Electric Bastion Land has long been a favorite of mine because it's hilarious, it's fun, and I feel like its GM section was fairly instrumental in how I view and run games. So yeah, it's an awesome game.
All right. And Isabelle, what is your favorite game?
Dang, well, these all sound fantastic. The only one of which I've played are Delta Green and One Ring. I'd have to go dig my copy of One Ring out from the living room at some point. No, my favorite, it's a toss-up between either Red Markets or the Cypher System. I guess more specifically Numenera, but either of those, if I talk to them, to anybody outside of RPG circles, I sound like an insane person raving. So, yeah, both of them are fantastic. They have this amazing, how to put it, not quite a mechanic that's shared between the two of them, but the idea that choosing to act in and of itself is a meaningful decision within the mechanics of the game is so cool to me. I'm going to go on about nerdy RPG stuff for an hour if you don't stop me. So do the rest of the stuff.
Well, this is the right channel for that. But let's move on because we do only have 2 hours. So let's remind ourselves what happened in our story recently, since it's been a little while. So our party was separated from Lagolla, who was kidnapped by a white chocolate raven, managing to free herself, but then falling from a great height. Lagolla found herself deep in the Tanglewood forest. Luckily for her, a squirrel was hanging around in the tree she fell into. And even luckier, it wasn't yet corrupted by the candy curse. Give it a few days. Making a bargain with food, which luckily I now remember, Derek, for the future. You did promise more food to that squirrel, by the way. Yeah.
You also said that it's going to be gone in a couple of days of the candy curse, so I feel like I just have to wait it out. It's like one of those, I'll have the rent next week, I promise. I have some leads coming.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, the poor squirrel. In exchange for a ride back to the pixie land, the squirrel let Lagolla onto its back. Unfortunately, after some terrible rolls, Lagolla found herself falling back off the back of the squirrel from near the top of the tree onto the hard-packed ground below. Probably a D6 of day up. That's why we use real dice now. Luckily, she did survive. The squirrel scampered down the tree after her, and they tried again with some fishing line and managed to get all the way to the pixie's land, but were separated by the mists. And after some encounters with pixies, one of them a rather salty snail merchant, and the other one a very coherent farmer, Lagolla managed to find the entrance to the Rat King's nest and met Chestnut as he and Glowy left, and the rest of the party were just at the bottom of the stairs near the entrance, and they went then together out to have a picnic where we met some people's fairy godmothers, and they kind of rested for a little while. Adelaide became corporeal again and had physical form for the first time, just in time for a candy cane snake to come up behind her and try to eat her. And the rest of the party, with some quick thinking, they kind of used some abilities to duck back down into the Rat King's nest, and the snake wasn't able to get in because its head was too large. The princesses then traveled down to the weapon storage where they found their first swarm of bees, as well as a sort of disintegrating amount of honey that they believe was actually at one point in time actual bees. And they took out that swarm readily before continuing down the stairs to another swarm, as well as the queen bee. During that time, Gallicrow actually got mesmerized by the queen, which allowed the release of some of the trapped bees that they had been fighting and neutralized, which then caused Adelaide and later Gallicrow to both be cursed by the candy curse. Adelaide now has the peanut butter curse and is covered in peanut pimples. Glorious. And yes. And Gallicrow is a marshmallow stick man who has now fallen into a pile of marshmallow sticks and is now probably in somebody's backpack, but maybe not warm liquids.
Don't worry. No.
Okay.
I'm pouring stuff on them right now. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, hot chocolate goes well with marshmallows.
Didn't realize we were making s'mores.
Well, it's not a game unless we have Gallicrow covered in some kind of sauce.
I'm really curious if I pour another shrinking potion on him, does he get even smaller? Just get super tiny. He won't take up much space in my bag.
Goodness.
You could definitely try that and find out.
Tiny bit of twigs.
Tiny. It is
it's like a toothpick. Yeah, there we go. Get on there,
Well, except it's marshmallow toothpick, which would not work.
I want to do the opposite and put him in a box of water. That's nothing. A bathtub of water or something like those little dinosaurs that would blow up.
Expand him.
Yeah.
He might just melt.
Like a little chia pet.
Now slightly battle damaged, the party travels further into the dungeon, finding tunnels burrowed down, like traveling through intestine, into a sort of open chasms where there was a lot of stalagmites and stalactites, and our fun discussion about that, and a mass of 7 rats tied together by their tail, swarming over each other, and kind of, you can tell they're all afflicted by a different kind of candy curse, toffee, marshmallow, jelly donut, etc., as they just, their beady eyes kind of go over each other and then have now focused on you, who have the light source. Now, that being said, how do we bring in our new player and who are they playing? So we're going to roll back time to the beginning of this day. We know that we have 6 days left before the candy curse completely takes over more or less the world, and there's no turning back. This morning, the party had gone to the potion shop to see Roxy and give her some thundering needle so that she could make wakey wakey potion for Hannah, the innkeeper. Roxy, as you have finished these potions and travel to the inn, the Laughing Goat, to drop them off, you feel like these princesses have brought something back to you that you've lost in this year of being trapped in Tanglewood and Deerhollow, and this year of the oppression or shadow of Dulcinea and the Chocolate Night. They brought hope and sort of a courage that had been lacking in the village since the loss of your sister, Celine. As you're walking, you get to the Laughing Goat, you knock on the door, and, oh, hello, it's Roxy, good to see you. You got my potions.
Oh, yeah, right here. And she'll like start scrounging out through her bag just to try to find the stuff that she was supposed to deliver. All the while at the back of her mind, just the thought of the rest of them in the shop earlier, pestering away.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks so much, dear. Now head back to the potion. I'm sure there'll be someone else there looking for you soon. As Hannah kind of like shuffles you away and sends you back out into the streets, you feel for a moment a connection to the woods as you hear again this howl. And you've been hearing this. You haven't told anyone, but you've been hearing these howls in the woods, and you're feeling like something is pulling you towards them. You, in this moment, stop and think, and you remember Celine had left armor that she had gotten too bulky for. She bulked up and just wasn't going to fit her anymore. She left a spare sword, and you feel that call into the woods by this howl that you feel, and you kind of reach up and grasp your necklace that you have that your sister gave you, and you know that the princesses went to Berrybrook, and it might be time to go out.
Yeah, I think as she's walking back to the potion shop, if any of you have ever worked in retail, it's that feeling of like, oh, good, another customer. Mm-hmm. How delightful. And on top of everything else that has been going on, the candy curse, her parents, her sister, I think it's all just piled up a little too much, and something in there just like goes, mm-hmm. and she's ready to like charge back home and do something probably reckless and stupid, but.
Oh, good. So, yeah, another customer, as you see Theo, the mayor. Oh, hello, dear. I'm here for a little bit of, I need some of the laxatives to help with the flushing. As you get older, these things happen.
Oh, God. First, okay, two things. One, first, gross. Ew. I don't need to know
your parents ever had trouble talking to me about this stuff?
Right. They were my parents, not
yes,
a
we
man
have them
twice
safely in the china cabinet at the back of the town hall right now. The rats haven't gotten to them.
Wait, there are rats. You should probably take care of the rats to make sure that people aren't being eaten.
Oh, yes, the princesses did. Yes.
Oh, delightful. Okay. Well, they might be nice. They're the loveliest folk ever. You are like 3 times my age. I do not want to hear about your bowel movements. As nice of a man you are, I appreciate your business, but oh boy. Okay, second thing. Yes. Unfortunately, we are closed for the day.
Oh.
I need you to come back maybe tomorrow? Would tomorrow work?
Okay, certainly, dear. I will be back tomorrow. Are you sure you can't spare a little laxative now?
Okay, goodbye, good day, nice having you, and we'll just quickly like usher them out the door, grabbing a broom and like physically sweeping.
All right, you've gotten rid of Theo the mayor. You have the opportunity now. You feel you know exactly where that armor is. And it is, sure, it's probably, this is your little potion store. Probably you and your family lived just above it, as is fairly common in this era.
Oh yeah, I definitely imagine that after closing up shop, and I don't know that like the little turnaround signs existed at that time, but I'm going to say that they did.
It's okay. I've already said things like pwned noobs. You're totally allowed to bring modern stuff in. They might not understand, but...
She flips a little sign over to indicate that the shop is closed very quickly, like delights a fire in the back that's been bubbling to whatever brew that they'd been in the middle of making, and then quickly rushes upstairs to the attic where there's just a whole dusty collection of Celine's old stuff that I don't think either her or her parents ever really wanted to touch. If you've ever lost someone, you know that feeling of like just leaving their room completely alone, and pushes past the cobwebs and dust and just takes a look inside.
All right. As you sort of open this chest of stuff that you know is Celine's, or this area that you know is Celine's, you see the armor. It's a little bit dusty, a little bit dinged up, but it's there. It's whole. You can wear it.
Definitely takes a few minutes to like get the straps right. It's probably like an old cuirass, and just like the sword belt, and it's her sister was definitely more bulky and a little bit more stronger than she was, but it'll have to do. And she straps it on as best she can, throws on an old ratty cloak, and grabs her hat and starts out the door.
Oh dear, you're still here. Now, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just please wait, stop running, please come back.
She just throws him the keys. If it gets bad enough, just take these, open it up. There's a drawer under the front desk. Just check there. And I don't know, I guess leave some money on the counter. Bye.
Oh, okay. And yes, with that, you take off. You hit the woods at a run. You know the direction of Berrybrook. You've never been there. And in your pocket, you feel a sort of the cold press of a small bit of a vial of a small potion. You gave the princesses in exchange for them helping you sort of investigate and try out your latest cure for the Candide curse. But
which didn't work, by the way. I just want to point out it gave me the curse, but not this one.
It's a 50-50 chance. You did manage to make a singular dose of shrinking potion, just yourself. You don't know if it's as good as your parents. You're not sure how well it'll work, but you made it so that you can at least try. And you head towards Berrybrook. The woods close in on you as you travel, these pine trees looming and their points kind of pressing down towards you, and your armor and sword clatter and make noise in this area that's otherwise densely quiet. And you're used to hearing birds and squirrels when you get out this far. And you look up and you start seeing the beady little eyes appearing on branches above you, and you keep moving because you know that those squirrels might not be squirrels anymore. And you press through until you hear sort of or feel some vibrations as something heavy starts walking or running near you. And you duck down, maybe into a bush, maybe around a tree a little bit. And a large wolf appears in a clearing just in front of you. It is slightly purple in fur toned. It's wearing ripped clothes, and you watch as Rory's dog, the brownie, named Brownie, not actually a brownie, chocolate lab.
I was going to say,
anyway. Is it chocolate, not chocolate lab? Not was it?
It's a chocolate lab named Brownie, and I believe the spoilers. I believe
not made of chocolate.
Curse that is actually inflicted with is like mousse chocolate or something.
Oh no! Well.
But it's Rory's dog following it around happily. And this wolf isn't attacking the dog, but it gets down on all fours and it starts sniffing around before rearing back and standing on its hind legs. And it looks into the woods directly at you. And you're pretty sure it can't see you, but it seems to know exactly where you are, and you freeze. Is there anything you want to do or try or say? Or are you going to keep hiding?
I think there's a moment where all that darkness that had been building up, all the eyes in the forest and everything else starts to overwhelm her. She reaches up and grabs that moon pendant that she wears to kind of clutch it for courage for a second. And then recognizing that if this thing wanted to kill her, it probably could, or at the very least, it would have tried to do so already. Very nervously takes a shaky step out into the clearing. Okay, well, I can't talk to animals. Like, I think they could, but hi.
The wolf immediately gets on all fours. The hair on its back starts spiking and standing on edge as it leans towards you, growling, sharp, dagger-like teeth glistening in this sunlight. And it sort of starts, the drool comes down, but as it does that, the motion shakes forwards, and from it, hidden in the fur of its chest, a small sun pendant appears momentarily. And then the chocolate lab barks and runs between you, and it stands in front of you growling, and the wolf shakes its head before turning and running the other way.
Wait, no, come back. And just flat out, I don't even think that she tries to go after it. I think she's so flabbergasted that she has no idea what to do in this moment other than to just call out for the thing that just left.
It doesn't seem to have stopped. And soon you can't even hear sort of the sound of cracking and sort of grinding as it runs through the forests. You wait a moment. It doesn't seem to be coming back. With no other real options in this point in time, you just have to continue to Berrybrook. After probably half a day's walk, maybe getting lost here and there, not quite on time, you think you see a squirrel make a jump overhead at one point in time, and then like a little leaf or something falls off its back. And then you hear the dark chocolate night, the thing of nightmares for your town, in the forest. You get a good look at it before it sees you. Sort of the dark chocolate with the seam that goes down its center. And almost in your imagination, you can see those lips of its torso curling back and the teeth showing. And you manage to hide as it rides past before heading and continuing towards the mists. Once there, you take that single dose of the shrinking potion that you made, and it doesn't feel right. And then it feels like your throat specifically shrinks first, and you can't breathe, and your breath is hard to come by. And then you feel like something inside you got shrunken in the wrong way, and you almost black out and pass out as the pain is immense, as things that are larger are trying to flow through things that are smaller. And then you kind of wake up and you are tiny, about 3 centimeters tall. And you see the mist in front of you. You blink. You don't know how long you were passed out for. But all of your stuff is still on you, and you go through those mists that you know would have pushed you back if you were any larger. Getting through there, you manage to make it to the Berrybrook village. It's the first time you've ever been here. Odessa Fox, the cobbler in your village, constantly talks about pixies and claims to see them and claims to have them. And she also smokes a lot of green stuff and blares this loud rock-like music at the same time that you never really understood.
Excellent.
But all kind of suspect in terms of whether or not what she's saying is true. But you push through and you come to a small village where you see people with wings riding snails who immediately turn around for the 3rd time in the day and try to get away from you. You follow him. He ignores you. Eventually, he just points and you assume he's just trying to get you to go to wherever the princesses go. You do, and you manage to make it to the this farm, and you see sort of a farmer tilling the ground, little sort of flower hat that he's wearing kind of starting to wilt. and you ask him if they've seen the princesses. And you're like, what?
Sorry, those weren't words. Do you? Oh gosh, I didn't even think about language differences.
Yes, over
and
there.
She just like vaguely makes the outline of what she imagines a princess would look like, just trying to be like, where are these people?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he eventually like seems to point towards a hole behind him, which you can kind of looking in can tell it is maybe some storehouse that they had that they burrowed underground to keep things cool with. And you go in and it gets very dark. You have to light one of your torches as you go. And you kind of see as you're going through just like melting bee husks, and it looks like they'd been burrowing into themselves and creating honeycombs out of their own bodies. And you keep going and you see a really large bee, and you start to hear faint sounds of talking that you recognize as maybe the princess's voices. And they're down another tunnel that goes deeper in and into a more natural looking cavern as you climb through these full honeycombs, breaking under your feet or breaking as you press in, trying to catch your balance when the ground goes below you. And you keep following these voices, luckily, as they are able to kind of help you navigate through these dense tunnels. And you come up behind 4 figures. One of them appears to be a scarecrow. One of them appears to be a woman made of stone, but also taffy. One of them appears now to be made of peanut brittle. And one of them appears to be a normal person with a skirt hike still.
Made of hatred.
Made of hatred.
Made of hatred. What kind of candy is that?
Letty, Adelaide, and Lady Lagolla, we're going to pull it back a little bit to right before you enter the burrow of the Rat King. As you hear footsteps behind you, Gallicrow seems to have fallen asleep, and there is a pile of sticks next to you. As you turn around, you see Roxy, the potion master in training, here wearing oversized armor and an old sword at her hip.
Oh, okay, good. It's not another monster. That's progress. Most of the things in here look like they would eat me. Are you all right? Hi.
You're here.
Yeah, I oh gosh. Well, it seemed like you all might get yourselves into trouble, and if I'm being honest, everything was just getting to be too much, and I realized that if I don't do something about it, then everybody in town is just going to die, and that's going to be on me, I guess, kind of, if I can do something. So I ran out into the woods like an idiot. Now that I stop and,
Well, we did get into trouble, so there's that. You weren't wrong.
I did to the most.
What was that? I'm sorry. I've always had trouble understanding your voice. What?
Wow, that's kind of. Well, excuse me. I'm sorry, my voice. Oh, did you manage to? Make the cure for the curse that you were working on? Is that why you're here? Did you bring some? So my other half of my face doesn't look like taffy.
Oh well, boy, oh boy. Well, no, not exactly. I was kind of hoping that maybe by coming out here, I could find something, I don't know, maybe an ingredient or something that would let me figure it out. I didn't want to screw up again, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh, and the voice thing, and she'll like reach up and pull out. You can see her hair has become like this pink frosting that seems to cascade down. Pulls a clump out of it, kind of like pushes it out of her ear. Sorry, I can't hear the best all the time. That's why. But no, I mean, I'm here now. I don't know if you all have found anything maybe unique or something that I could try and use, because well, I mean, outside of me turning into, a cupcake like my parents, I want to help you all if I can.
So now instead of just having like my berries, I now have peanuts growing. That's not how that's supposed to go. So that's new. I don't think that's what you were asking for, but that's new.
Well, no, maybe not. Well, actually, I guess I could try, but no, though that's not a great sign. Are the rest of you all right? Is it getting worse?
Yes, it's getting worse.
Well, Gallicrow's a marshmallow stick now, so, he's got that going for him. Or against him. Probably against him. He's sleepy, though, so I'll put him in my pack.
I think he seemed excited about it.
Well, to be fair to Gallicrow, he's basically excited about everything because he's only been alive for like 7 days. So everything's new to him, including, impending doom and death from some sort of candy curse. It's his first time, so he's very excited.
Oh, to be so naive.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just put him into your pack like loose? You're gonna have a really sticky backpack.
Well, no. I made sure that I had some leftover like canned pumpkin, so I'll just sort of like made sure to insulate him a bit so he won't go sloshing around.
Wait, so
because we fed him with grits and gravy and
cheese curds.
Cheese curds. Cheese curds.
But I didn't want to give him honey because I didn't want him to have any.
He already had honey.
What do you want to put in my pack? Because, post-traumatic stress from the previous room with, how
the catacombs, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the Queen tried to brainwash him and such, turn him into a bumblebee or something.
I
think they were just good friends.
I have so many questions.
He was hugging very dangerous things. That was very concerning.
Yeah. He's a big hugger, that one,
And as you guys have this discussion and sort of start talking and nattering at each other in a very polite princess-like way, you hear movement up ahead and you turn and you look and you do see this chasm opening with all of these teeth-like stalagmites and stalagmites throughout it, and in the center this swarming mass of rat, their tails tied together, maybe a little bit of honey stuck in between, but it's a ball of flesh without end, and it's hard to even see into the center of it. And you get glimpses of like a toffee rat and a licorice rat and maybe fruit candy rat. And it is looking at you with the noise and the torches, and it is time to deal with not the elephant in the room, the rats in the room.
If there was an elephant in the room, I would try to befriend it and see if it would team up.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Sorry, all right.
It could stomp on them really hard.
It is a rat pack. So
what was that you said about impending doom?
Let's teach our new player how to do combat in a really hard fight. Everybody, please give me a wits roll.
Oh boy.
It's a roll under game, right? It's been a couple
It is a
weeks.
roll under game, yes.
The brain just lost it.
Hey, 512.
Oh, excellent. So Melissa is before Jeff.
915. I'm good.
Right. Derek?
I rolled a 16.
You are after. Ooh. All right.
And 5 under 11. I don't know why I did my character voice to announce my roll.
That's fairly normal. It's okay. All right. Let's see here. So you guys that the queen wants the heads of all of the rats. Looking at this thing now, these rats are probably twice your size. Their heads are going to be heavy, and there's 7 of them you're going to need to chop off and drag back out here. if you want that butterfly hair clip. So,
just as an aside above table, did they tell me in the potion shop what they were going out to do?
You would know because they are currently questing for the Malefic Mirror gave that quest that was kind of announced to the entire town, and then the princes got to hear it as well. So you're aware that they're interested in the tale of the king, and you can clearly see that it's likely this Rat King tales that they need.
Tale of the king, yeah, all right.
Yeah, literally and figuratively, yep.
Somebody has a sense of humor.
The Malefic Mirror.
While the village is like maintaining this pretension of capitalism, we're here trying to save the world. So I just,
her sister died getting that riddle to break the curse.
I'm not against her. She's here now, and we're bunking heads now. Just the rest of your village. I've got some issues.
Right. So Melissa, Jeff, and Isabelle, you get to go before the Rat King. Let's probably Jeff or Melissa. Maybe one of you guys can kind of show us the ropes.
Okay. Sure, I'll show you how to
you got an idea?
Someday. Go ahead.
You got an idea?
Yeah, I have an idea, but I don't know. Are we allowed to?
You're after.
Yeah, but is speaking something we're allowed to do is like a free action? I don't know.
Oh, interesting. It is to a normal amount, but a persuasion is definitely an action that you're going to have to do on your turn.
No, I'm just thinking like if we're trying to coordinate, like, hey.
Yes, yeah. You guys can meta and coordinate a little bit. Go for it.
Okay. So Lagolla will just look at the stalactites.
Yeah.
Thank you for the lesson. Okay. Yeah. And then just looks at Letty and says, I was going to say something, but it looks like I can see from the look in your eye you're ahead of me.
It's Rock. I'm Rock. I understand. I've been thinking about this for 3 weeks. Metaphorically.
But now we're on the same page. So Letty would like to tap into her special ability. So she can control the element of earth, and I want to find a relatively big stalactite that's above them, and I want to loosen it, and I want it to fall on top of them. That's the intention.
Sounds good.
So I got to roll.
So you still have your gift dice? Then you can roll it.
All right.
Okay, here we go. It's a 5. That's good, but also bad.
That is good. That's okay. So you are getting a massive stalagmite. Stalactite that's going to fall down because you rolled high. You are going to lose your gift die until your long rest, but that's probably okay. So let's see. If it's a big one, you can give me D5. So you got a 5 on your D6. Give me, then I'll double it. Give me a D10 of damage.
D10? Oh, goodness gracious.
Nice big number. I think it's just.
I have one. Yeah, that's perfect. That's a 9. I've got a 9 on it. That's almost as much as 10.
Wow. Impressive.
All right. So as you sort of concentrate and you start to move this one giant stalactite back and forth that's hanging above this ball of rat flesh, you manage to feel it crack and loosen, and you let go and watch as it falls down, piercing straight through 2 rats. Let's say, do you want to roll me a 2d8 and I'll tell you which candy rats you killed?
Sure, I'll be happy to. A 2 and a 3.
A 2, you killed the marshmallow and the jelly donut. So you see sort of this swarm of marshmallow getting sort of absorbed by this raspberry jelly that's coming out of the rat below it, as 2 of them are crushed sideways under this stalactite. You have them out. Okay. Melissa.
I did it. Look, I did it.
That was excellent. Can you do it again?
No, I really can't. Sorry, I'm very tired. That took all my
effort. We'll figure something else out.
All right, so Adelaide is going to. She's been kind of preparing herself, and so she's going to pull out the frying pan that she's going to have in one of her hands as a shield. And then she's got the hatchet in the other hand. Mm-hmm. And she's just going to go, we got this. We got this. And she's going to just like run over and try to cut the head off of one of these
all right.
rats.
Give me that resolve test. Also, I double checked because I know there was some confusion around it. In your character sheet, I've input all of the weapons you have. So you should have the right damage types now. It's a D6 for the hatchet, which is still better than everything else you have.
Woo-hoo. Oh,
yeah.
And Skipster tries to tell me, by the way, your equipment sucks.
A little low key shade.
There is a spear, peppermint spear up for grabs right now.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I already rolled and I already failed. So,
Fair enough.
I go, I got this. And she just sort of like brings the hatchet down, and it doesn't do anything. She slips in the oozed raspberry jam from this other one and falls.
Adelaide, we talked about this last time we fought the bees. You hold the hatchet the other way.
Oh dear.
No. It just slipped out of my hand when I fell in the jam. I had it and she looks at her hand and it's totally the wrong way. Like, oh, you're right. Oh yeah. Oh, maybe next time.
As Adelaide sort of pulls and crawls away from the swarm of rats covered in the jellified guts, the raspberry jellified guts of the speared beings, that brings us to Isabelle. Having seen these, do you want help with any ideas? Do you think you've got a good one?
So I've got one thing I'd like to ask. Since I had some time traveling here, obviously didn't quite join you all until today, unfortunately. Could I have prepared a goodie ahead of time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind if I roll for that?
Yes,
to see what it
for
is? Because that might affect.
Isabelle is playing a kitchen magic princess, and she has the ability to craft things a little like an artificer with kitchen goods. So what exactly are you making? What goodie do you think you would be making?
So for this one, I just rolled. It's a 5, which means I don't get the dice back, but it's a magic dart. So... and I think she will use it on this turn. I think what she does is she like, okay, wait, I've got just the thing. And goes, like, fumbles through her bag for a moment, pulls out a, like, bright blue potion bottle, gives it a few solid shakes, and pops it like a champagne bottle. And out come these bursts of, like, magical energy flying at this rat king.
Very good. All right. So with a 5, does that give you damage, or should I be giving you a dice for that? I haven't looked at kitchen magic in a while. Sorry.
Well, it's a magic dart spell, which I have to look up in a book.
Yes. Magic darts. I've just got the magic list here. Fog resurrection. Magic darts. Okay. Fire dice magic bolts. So you five magic bolts. Each one of these bolts deals an amount of damage shown on the gift die spent. Oh my god, they can't be dodged. So you get 5 darts that do 5 damage.
Not to limit my own cool thing, but am I understanding it correct that the dice would mean I get 1 dart that does 5 damage? Because it's the number of dice, not the total.
You're right. That's my bad. So yes, you are correct. I misread that.
Teacher.
Yeah, teacher. Thank you very much. I appreciate the honesty. Yes. So you do 5 damage to 1 round. This is going to kill it completely. So give me a D8 roll. If you roll the same as Jeff, we'll just re-roll it. And I'll tell you what candy you destroy.
It is 5 again.
So you kill the licorice rat as you kind of aim maybe at this bright red and black twisting sort of glossy rat. You manage to point this blue potion dart straight at it, and it pierces right between the eyes, and you can watch as it almost glows as it goes all the way through the body of the rat and runs through into the wall or into the stone behind this rat as it goes all the way through.
Heck yeah. I know there's nothing else like action-y I can do on my turn. Do you get a move as well? That was one thing I was unclear on.
Yes. Yes. You can definitely move up into range. Right now move into melee combat. Right now you're kind of in range. do a lot of theater of the mind just because it's pretty easy here.
Sure. Then Roxy will definitely roll up alongside her compatriot who is stuck in this weird gelatinous monstrosity of marshmallow and jelly and give her a helping hand up.
Oh, very kind. I'll allow that as a free action. Adelaide, you are pulled to your feet by Roxy as she comes in slightly dented, not quite glistening armor, and you look up at her, and she lays a hand down towards you, and she just yanks you straight up.
Don't worry, you've got this.
Thank you. You've got that. Between you and Buddy, we're making so much progress.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I wish the other one worked as well as that one did, but hey, get him next time, huh?
Yep, I'm going to hold it the right way this time. We'll see how it goes next time.
We've got the 2 nice princesses and the 2 catty princesses now. Here we go.
Hey, we're not catty. We just, we have, okay, maybe we're a little catty. A little bit.
You are fighting rats, so it is hard to beat those allegations.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so you guys have taken out 3 of the rats already. As the remaining sort of 4 start to turn and spread, let me see here. We've got 4 rats and we've got 4 players. One of them is going to attack each of you.
How big was the stalactite that fell? Was it big? So a rat king.
It was the size of Berry.
Yeah, because it pins 2 of them down, right?
Yes.
So how far are they able to move if they're pinned down and their tails are all knotted together?
Well, it was also the marshmallow and the jelly donut, which I don't feel would cause a lot of tension were they to be pulled apart.
Oh, that's great.
Okay,
if we're going to play that game,
they're disentangling. Gotcha.
So there's difficult terrain then as they walk over the mushroom and the jelly and they get their feet sticking slippery.
Okay, I see. So the jelly that Adelaide and Roxy are currently standing in.
Adelaide Phil, you're the one who freely granted, up from pride.
Heck yeah, I love this. Let's gang up on the DM.
Hell yeah.
All right.
You're trying to kill us.
Attacking. I am trying to kill you. Be heroes, or princess heroes. Okay, so the entangled rats are going to trip over each other as they roll in a ball. Those that have died sort of ripping in half or ripping out only their tails and a bit of like flesh or marshmallow or donut left behind as they roll towards the remaining princesses. They are going to do all right, I'm going to roll 1. The toffee is going to attack Jeff. Let's see here. As it hits, it is going to bite into you. So as this rat bites in, you feel sort of 3 points of damage weaker, and you also feel like your toffee flesh starts to degrade more as it impacts you and causes a level 2 candy curse.
I actually feel 2 points of damage weaker because I've got a point of armor that protects me from the 3rd. But I don't like how I'm feeling right now. I feel like I'm toffee that's been thrown on the ground and left outside overnight,
Oh no.
All right. So your skin is now terribly sticky all over as you almost stick to yourself, and you now have disadvantage on virtue tests involving fine motor skills, throwing things, shooting a bow, or similar tasks. All right. Okay. Luckily, you mostly use rock.
Which I can't use anymore today, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Yes. All right, Adelaide, the candied fruit. You see an amalgamation. It's like a glass candy jar with like orange bits candied and has that fine sugar on the outside and lime and a lemon, and they're all kind of mished in together. And it's coming in and it's going to try to attack you as well.
She's like holding up the frying pan.
And
like holding up the frying pan.
as you hold up this frying pan, the jaws latch onto it, and you see those buck rat teeth like on either side trying to gnaw through. Luckily, it misses.
No. She's just taking the frying pan at it.
All right, and Lagolla, the cream cheese pumpkin muffin comes at you. And rolls really poorly as you kind of manage to dodge, not having had your turn yet, seeing it coming towards you, and just gracefully turn out of the way as you're not inflicted by any curse yet.
The most delicious one attacked me.
It is a good combination.
Pretty tasty one.
Yeah, it is. And is Roxy, you see a lavender sugar cookie rat turn towards you, the scent of purple coming at you as it will hit.
Gosh.
Yeah, Roxy might be short-lived.
Yeah, seriously. How does hitting work in this game, just for my own clarification?
Not a problem. So with monsters, they don't get stats. So where you have resolve, you have grace, and you have wits, they only have save, which they're using pretty much for all of their rolls. And it's not a very high one for these rats because they're a swarm. So usually they don't have a good chance to hit.
Sure.
And then they're just doing a bite attack, which is a D4 of damage that I'm rolling. So you're going to take 2 actually, I think your armor blocks that damage.
I take none. Yay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very good. All right. Then I would say if you actually block and have 0 damage, the question then is, do you take level 2 of the candy curse? I think if there's 0 damage that goes through, and we'll do this for the players as well, I think if 0 damage goes through, then that means that you're not getting more cursed.
This is just Kip being nice to me because it's my first time.
You have no proof. I have a heart. Thank you very much.
That's what it sounded like. Like, oh no. You're going to take the damage?
I don't know about this. I think there's no proof that there's anything beating in my chest. Thank you. Lady Lagolla, it is your turn.
So there's 4 left. And this whole time I've been trying to think of... So a tinderbox is essentially nothing more than just like a collection of flint and like a piece of iron, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really helpful.
Set the rats on fire.
Did you run out of torches finally?
I was trying to make a bomb.
With what?
My bedroll. I was going to make a bedroll bomb, but I don't have anything explosive. I am going to... So the stalactite that fell down, how tall is it? Like, is it taller than the rats as it's laying?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we're all talking in a miniature scale, right? You guys are 3 centimeters. The rats are probably like 5-6 centimeters each. The stalactite that fell down is probably something along the lines of like 10 to 12 centimeters.
Okay. So would I have enough movement to climb on top of the stalactite to provide Overwatch?
Have you been playing XCOM? I will allow it. Okay, so here's the thing. This is going to take, I think this is going to be 2 rolls. One is the stalactite. You're going to have to get around the rats because you are on one side. The rats have come towards you, and that stalactite is now behind the rat swarm as they have pushed you back towards the entrance of this warren. You could do that. So that would be, let's say, a grace check to kind of like get around them, and then a resolute check for the athleticism of climbing onto it.
Would I be able to attack if I did these 2 things? Because I was repositioning to attack from above.
Okay. I would say roll me a D4. Evens, yes. Odds, no. This is going to be the whole action.
Okay. I rolled a 3, so no.
Bit of gambling. All right, so then this would be the whole action.
Okay, then I'm just going to shoot one.
Okay.
Never mind, I rolled a 19.
No.
Oh no.
Aw. All right. Lady Lagolla lines up a rat perfect in sight and just
97% comes up above the rat's head. Miss.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah, that was always brutal. Oh God.
Just when I put my head down on the desk and just let out a deep sigh.
All right, we're back at this top of the round. Melissa, Jeff, and Isabelle, you guys can go in any order as you can have your actions back.
Huzzah. Well, y'all feel free.
Letty is currently like, ow, ow.
So if either of you want to lead off, you're welcome to.
Adelaide will kind of take the boost from Roxy to stand up. She has she had flipped the hatchet so it was properly in her hand, and she was kind of like, she had the frying pan up and she was kind of shaking the frying pan at the rat that tried to bite her and missed. And so she is going to kind of try to swing, since this rat was sort of kind of coming at her, then she thinks that she can kind of swing the hatchet sideways and perhaps take his head off that way. But this is a 50-50 roll, so we'll see how I do with this. No, I keep going in the wrong direction. 11 last time, 12 this time. So,
I will give my hot die to try to help out because I've got that and I'm going to die soon. So
excellent. So as a reaction, what's happening right now, Roxy, is as a reaction, we can use our heart die to reduce the value of a roll. Adelaide, how high above your roll were you?
2. There's
Too
a
high?
12
All right.
over 10.
4.
I rolled a 4.
All right.
Hooray.
With you think you're about to miss, and you feel just a hand on your arm that pushes it down just the tiniest fraction. And then there's a vibration as your hatchet connects with the skull of one of the rats in front of you. Give me the damage.
Oh, thank you, Letty. 5.
Yes. All right. You do take it out. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Roll me a d4, please. I'll tell you what candy you hit.
It's like a horrible rat beholder.
3.
A 3 as you hit the cream cheese pumpkin muffin rat. You feel it's easily glows through the flesh, and you hit sort of the hardness of the skull in there. And as you pull the hatchet out, just a spurt of pumpkin comes out with it and hits you a little bit. Don't eat it, Lagolla. You have taken it out. All right.
Thank you, Letty. We did it.
Oh, yeah.
And she's trying to pull her hand back off you, but it's stuck.
Let go, God, it's going to kill me.
Behind being chased by a rat.
Oh, goodness.
Right. Well, Roxy or Letty?
Sure. Inspired by her compatriot's success at hitting this thing with a hatchet, she will take out the old sword of Celine's and less so wielding it effectively and more so just waiting for this thing to lunge so she can hold it up to cause it to spear itself. And I will roll that dice. Here we go.
All right.
Ba-boom.
Give me a resolve.
We got it by a good margin.
Excellent.
9.
So this is your first time in combat. You kind of did some play fights with your sister as a child where you kind of learned all your skills and just let them go. And so you close your eyes and just push your sword up, hoping for the best, hoping it pierces itself on the sword. And somehow it works out for you. You manage to get it straight up into, roll me a d4.
Sword is a d8, I believe.
Oh no! You did 4 damage, so you are going to kill one of them. So please let me know which candy to tell you killed off.
Thank you. Yay! I got one. 4.
The lavender sugar cookie, as sort of bits of flour fall down upon you, and you look up at this flaky white pastry that just. They're fleshy bits coming down. Well, sugar flesh comes down on your face, and you get covered in this lavender scent as it done.
Oh God! Oh! Why does this taste good? This shouldn't taste good. This is horrible.
Don't put it in your mouth. No, don't do that.
I did it on purpose.
All right, Letty.
Okay, I have two ideas I'm going to throw at you. And I'm just curious if one of them could be a wits test. I'm good with that. Everything else is disadvantage right now. So, okay. Idea number one. I was thinking I'd pick up a chunk of, one of these rats and I throw it. I hold it in front of the face of the toffee. I'm like, hi, ready, fetch. And I was going to throw it to the corner to get it away from us so Lagolla can shoot it. Or the other thing I could do is just talk to a smaller stalactite up top. Help, please help me. Please come down here. Please come down here. Something like that, because I just want it to voluntarily detach itself, because I can speak to my element.
You can.
I can only just reshape it
So you start by doing that second thing. You ask the stalactites above and you just hear, no, I'm happy. So instead, frustrated with the stone being a dickhead and not just listening to you, you grab, the lavender sugar cookie sort of head that was just speared by Roxy, pick it up and rotate it towards the two remaining rats. You can either try to do a wits roll to distract it, or you can throw it. I'll give it to you, and I'll say that gives Lagolla advantage on their attack when it's their turn.
I would love to do I would hold it and I'm gonna hold it up and talk sure. Make rat sounds
yeah totally.
Hey,
give me give me the wits for that.
Okay. Deeply upsetting.
Okay.
I think it's great.
Okay, 9 again. I'm rolling a ton of 9s tonight. That's another 9 under 15.
So Derek, you're gonna have advantage on your bow next time, and we'll probably give you a little bit extra damage because of the distraction.
Yes, stay still. Nothing bad's gonna happen if you stay still. I'm sure you'll be fine, guys.
Something like that.
as this necrotic puppetry is happening next to you guys. That brings us to the two remaining rats. I'm going to roll a d4. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see here. The first rat is gonna go after Jeff.
What? But it thinks I'm a rat. I'm like, hey,
the other rat is going to attack you. So let me see here. But it misses. Clearly also distracted by this hat.
I'm one of you. What's wrong with you, idiot?
And nope, hold on. Let me just.
They're really angry that you.
Melissa, the other one, is going to attack you. As it is going to also miss, though. Clearly, one of its almost decomposing, falling out of its socket eyeballs in this sort of toffee coating keeps getting distracted by the sugar cookie head, and neither of them hit either of you. So, Derek, you have advantage.
Yes, I do.
99%.
I don't want to say it, but
I am curious. Does of the two remaining, since I can only take out one, is there one that looks more lethal or dangerous than the other in terms of its?
You guys have been doing enough damage regularly that you're just taking them to full and then straight down to 0.
Okay.
So they're both fully healthy.
You got this. Hit the crit.
Well, that's a 5, so it hits.
It does hit. Excellent.
All right.
And
then D6 for damage.
Mm-hmm.
It fell off the table. It was going to be a 6. It's a 3 now.
All right. So there is candy fruit or toffee left. Which one do you think you would have tried to have shot?
I dislike toffee very much, so.
Oh, okay. So you kind of take aim and shoot. And I said I'd give you a little bit of extra damage for the sugar cookie head. So give me a d4 on top of that. As the rat is just still enough that you're able to line it up to hit through sort of some of the goopy head. Yes.
All right, that's a 2, so the total would be 5.
And with that amount of damage, you see the head sort of crack to the side with the arrow, and the spine isn't strong enough anymore to keep it attached, as you hear kind of like the sucking, ripping sound as the arrow has enough force to rip the head off, and it falls down a ways away. And this sort of goop and viscous toffee just starts to pour out of the neck.
Oh, God, I don't. It smells horrid. Get it out.
You did it. You did it.
All right, there is only the candy fruit rat left. Melissa, Jeff, Isabelle, who's going to try to do the killing blow?
Can I pick up the other rat head and have two of them up now and be like,
hello, hey, it's your parents. Hey, I'm very disappointed in you.
I thought you were going to do like the cartoon distracted. Move.
You can give me a wits to give advantage to the next person. Yes, I will allow it.
13 under 15. That's
13 success. Under 15. Yeah. I'm not giving extra damage this time.
You made some questionable life choices.
All right, who wants that advantage?
I mean, I'll take it unwillingly.
Go for it. Go for it.
Am I allowed to be upset? Is being upset a free action?
Being upset and crying are free actions, yes.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh God, I rolled terribly on both. So I think Roxy is just like more disturbed by this display than anything else and just completely neglects to attack the rat as she's like, well, why? Why are you doing that? Oh,
Letty just turns and looks at you.
Welcome to the shit.
All right, Melissa, are you capable enough not to get distracted by this display and hit the last rat?
Has had to like make sure that like her feet stay under her and like she holds the hatchet the right way. So she is very focused on the task at hand. Mm-hmm. And so will she also get advantage of this or no?
I will give you advantage on this as well. Go for it. It's the last rat. This is just clean
okay.
up.
All right. Well, first roll's a fail. So let's see how the second roll does. And let's see. No.
How much did you fail
this display by Jeff is just too much for the party.
Unbelievable.
Get your hands dirty.
It worked just fine for me.
The first one was a fail by 3.
I'll use my heart
to answer
die
the question.
Try and make it work.
Oh, all right. So if it's a fail by 3, you need a 3 or a 4. That's a 50% chance.
Yeah, sure. Why not? There you go. It's a 3.
3. There we go. Perfect. Adelaide, give me that damage.
Adelaide can't do anything on her own. Everyone is like, here, let me help you with that hatchet, child. You
advantage.
What's that?
Heart die.
Letty the first time was like, no, this is the way it goes. And now Roxy's like, oh dear. The 1.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Unfortunately, 1 damage is not enough to kill as the candied rat turns little bits of sugar spitting out of its mouth as it hisses at you. All right. So that brings it back to my turn.
Adelaide was about to totally miss, and Roxy kind of like just like hit her arm a little bit. So it was like just the very edge of the hatchet that just kind of like barely necked it.
It was totally happenstance just as she turned around to look at this horrible display of the 2 rat heads just nudging the arm.
I'm not used to how to swing this yet. It's really heavy.
Yeah, we've got a few people. Hello, the Rebel pilot raiding in.
Oh, yeah.
And also from earlier, Matt in a Hat and DM Nix. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, everyone.
All of you for raids.
Thank you for the raids.
All right. Like I know what any of that means.
When you say your hatchet's too heavy, Letty's gonna like,
I've got 2 redheads and I'm still wielding. You can handle a hatchet.
She's losing it a little bit.
Oh, Lord.
That's okay. You are level 2 candied curse. You're allowed to lose it.
I've been bit. Things aren't looking great.
You're what, weary and
I'm weary. Yeah.
And yeah.
All right. Just gonna there we go. So unfortunately, Melissa, this candied rat is going to try to take a bite at you again in retaliation to this hit as turns, and luckily you get that frying pan in the way again, and it just manages to miss you. I
think this is the thing, is that like she's trying to like use the shield and the hatchet is supposed to be a one-handed weapon, but really she needs 2.
Yes.
She just She can get a handle of the frying pan, but she can't handle both.
Yes, well, you might be able to get a shield from the blacksmith at some point in time if you need one.
Ooh.
Clearly, I need something.
You could go legitimate. All right, so as this rat is currently dragging the 7 remains of its family, cohorts, other rats around with it, and bearing down on Adelaide alone, Lagolla, it is your chance and opportunity.
Yes, and I'm going to, in that, roll another 5.
Very good. Give me the damage.
Another 3, if you can believe such a thing.
That is just enough, as these guys all have 4 hit points each. Adelaide, as you're kind of almost holding it up with this frying pan, it's bearing down on it, and you feel it suddenly jolt and shudder a little bit, and it kind of leans forward, and then suddenly there's this bits of sugar coating that come down and pour on top of you before the rest of the mass of the rat just collapses upon you as Lagolla has shot it in the back perfectly, like at the back end of the skull, and taken this final rat out. You guys have defeated the Rat King. Now you just need the body parts.
Of the Rat King?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
We just cut the tails off and take the wad of tail, right? I need to get out of this room.
We need the heads too.
The heads, yes. Thank you for getting that off me. Letty, you already have 2 of the heads, so you're.
This is Ozzy, and this is Harriet. Say hello to everybody. Everybody. That's Adelaide. That's Lagolla. That's Roxy. I got Gallicrow in my pack.
You named them?
Well,
do you want the rest of them?
Let's not examine it too closely.
Do you want to carry all of them, or should we split them up? Because we have to take all 8 heads, right?
7. But also, I believe you have a sack that you were using on the bees that might help you as well.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I had recouped that canvas sack or if there was lost.
Yeah, Gallicrow let the bees
situation
out, so there were no bee bodies in it, and I assumed that you would recollect.
Oh, yes, for sure. Here, Letty, if you don't want to keep carrying them, here, there's a bag. If you,
but
you can. You don't have to.
I don't think she can let go of it. I think it's stuck to her.
Oh no! Here, put your hand in, and I'll close the sack around it. And all 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And Adelaide's pulling the bag back.
Oh, you should probably wash that off. That can't be good for you.
I might wash your skin off.
Yeah, it's just this is what happens. I drank the potion that you gave me, and then I started feeling not so good, and then this thing bit me, and now I feel even worse. I don't like this place.
Don't worry, we'll figure something out. I promise. Just gotta give us a little bit more time, okay?
Okay. I have some plans and some thoughts about my funeral, so if I do pass, make sure you look in my pack. I have very specific instructions for the gravestone. It's important. It's important
to me. Come to that.
In my culture that we get the gravestone appropriate, is all I'm saying.
The same pack that you put the Marshmallow Man and the gravy and all that other stuff in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure that's legible still.
Yeah.
I think she takes her notes on slate tablets.
I do.
Oh.
Wait, how do you take your notes?
I have a leather-bound diary.
Leather? That's gross. That's like animal skin. What's wrong with you? God,
I live in the woods. I feel the same way with this toffee smell. Can we please leave?
Adelaide, as your companions are having this fun moment together, you managed to fit 4 of the rat heads into this sack, and it is full at this point. You might need to carry the other 3, and also the rat tail needs to be acquired.
Well, we could tie them together as some fishing line that could hold it all as a mass.
You could string wire through the eyes if you wanted, yes.
Horrible.
It would look like some kind of
does anyone else? Does anyone else
I can
have a
take one. I can take one. It's fine. So she puts her staff down and then takes Harriet back and just put Harriet on top of the staff.
There you go. All right. You put Harriet on top of the staff.
Lagolla's taking the pumpkin head.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
actually.
One left.
I have, you said you had something like rope or string or something like that you can pull things with, right?
Yes, fishing line.
I've got a pickaxe. Maybe I could like break off a chunk of that rock that you knocked down and we could use it like a sled.
I think Letty might want to ask it for permission first because she can talk to the rock and make sure that it's okay with that.
I'll tell you what, you see that stalactite up there? Take that one, you piece of shit! You got me, you got me.
Oh, fuck you! Oh, fuck you! I see you.
Yeah, you don't got fingers. You can't do that because you ain't got fingers.
I do. Miserable down there, but I'm happy with all my friends.
Lagolla, Letty, I'm talking to myself.
Are you okay? You seem
Coffee's making me
wrong.
delirious. The display you're putting on, the other stalagmites and stalactites might be a little.
Fuck you.
I think
no one else can hear me.
I think the stalactite muted you. The stalactite muted you.
We can't hear you.
I don't have technology.
I had such funny things I was saying. Oh.
I don't
even want to know what it was saying about you. No, I wasn't. I misclicked.
So wait, is that one still alive or how? I can't talk to rocks.
Do you think? I mean, all rocks are alive. Like, doesn't matter how big or how
She means the
small
one
they
you
are.
pulled from its home on the ceiling.
Oh, it's
Right.
fine.
Oh,
Fine. Yeah.
Is that one okay? Is it okay if Roxy takes a piece of that one with?
The big one? Hey, big one.
Yeah.
You okay if she takes a splinter of you?
You wait, and then you hear. I like.
She said okay. Yeah, she's cool.
do I have reason to disbelieve that? I don't think so. All right.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're cool. You're cool. No problem.
Okay. Well, the look on your face suggests that they said a lot more than that, but okay, I'll trust you.
No, they just talk incredibly slowly.
How would you know
rocks. Yeah, I
You
guess.
You told us. You told us before.
Did I?
Yes.
Yeah. When you were talking to the fireplace, because we were waiting and waiting, and you said it wasn't you. It was that they were taking a while.
Wait, you can talk to fireplaces too?
If they're made out of stone, of course I can.
Oh, yeah. All right. That tracks. And I guess Roxy will get to work trying to chip out a piece of the stone that they could use as like a sled to pile the rest of these rat heads on.
Sure. Well, I think there is only one or two left. But you can give me, I think I'm going to give me a resolute to break the rock and a wits to make it in the shape that you want.
Sure. Well, here's the resolve first. I have to actually hit the roll button. It's one off. Dang it.
Anybody still have their heart die?
That's okay.
I think I do because we rested.
You got one back if you didn't get health back during the picnic. Yes.
Oh no, I did. I did get health back during the picnic because I needed it.
I think it definitely just like chunks off a piece that's just clearly not suited for it. Well, it was worth a shot. Sorry.
You are going to have to touch the rat head bodies. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. And I guess we'll take one, unfortunately.
Lagolla is just like bear hugging the pumpkin one and smelling it so she doesn't smell the toffee.
Definitely don't eat that. Oh, God.
Yeah, it goops down on you in cream cheese and pumpkin puree.
And you see Adelaide has like the hatchet. So she's like, put the frying pan down. She's got the hatchet because we need to get the tail.
Mm-hmm.
And so Adelaide is going over and she's stepping very carefully and she's put the frying pan down and she's grabbing this one-handed hatchet with both hands.
Yeah.
The right
way.
Making
sure that no one is watching her.
I'm happy to give this to you for free unless for character reason you'd like to roll for it?
No, it was just more the RP of like she's like making sure that no one's watching in case she fails at cutting
Lagolla
off
is
a movable
intensely
object.
staring at you.
You feel eyes boring into you, and you look over and huffing a rat head, Lagolla stares down at you.
And Adelaide just moves herself so that her back is to Lagolla. She because I imagine it's cutting like 7 cuts to get just the tail knot together. So she's very...
I will say 2 of them, they did rip out of donut and marshmallow already because the mass of them was moving. So you do only need to cut 5 times, but easy enough to do. You take time and you separate them. Right now, this thing is fairly large, probably around the same size as one of the heads itself, but it's easy enough. You guys have sort of distributed the heads and somebody can carry this. Adelaide, you've got it in your hands already as you carry both the bag of 4 heads and this tail. It's slow moving for you, but you got it. What is your resolve right now, by the way?
10?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Your ability to carry isn't too bad.
So there was so the tie is currently on the canvas sack. She does have a sewing kit and a healer's kit. So I'm thinking that like between those 2 things, there's probably something that can at least sort of like make a ponytail out of the kind of rat's tails.
They're still knotted together.
Easier.
They're definitely just like a knot. Yeah.
So now they're knotted like on both ends so that it's kind of like easier to carry.
Yes, you could tie it around your front of your torso like a baby sack or whatever those things are called. The baby
Bjorn?
Yeah, that.
No.
Yeah.
Why would I want this?
Because then your hands are free. You've got the pack on your back and the baby bundle thing in the front.
No, that is absolutely not anything that
Think of it like armor.
You can make a papoose and you put it on your back.
That is
like a baby Bjorn, but the opposite.
I don't want it that I'm looking at it, and I don't.
I know it's going to be on your back, so every one of us walking behind you would see it.
But if you really want to, I guess I could.
And she's my fist inside the decapitated heads of rats. I honestly don't understand why we're freaking out so much. We just killed 7 rats. Just get caught up. Sorry. I've had a rough day. I apologize.
You have had a rough day. It seems like you could.
I'm pretty tired. Yeah,
you are. Yeah. It's been.
And it took me 10 minutes to get my hand from being attached to my cheek, and it was really annoying.
This peanut thing isn't really working for me either. Okay, and so she'll kind of tie it a little bit so it's sort of like a crossbody bag hanging over her back.
Yeah, it's squishy and it feels almost like a bag of worms a little bit on your side, but you do it looking at your companions and knowing that they have suffered, except for Lady Lagolla, who seems to be taking an immense amount of pleasure in this.
I live in the woods. This is all normal stuff. Don't make a big deal out of it.
I think as the rest of them are having this horrible argument over how to store rat carcasses, Roxy is going to try to like poke around the rat's nest, see if it had collected anything interesting. You had mentioned that you were here for something specific, so I guess look for that. But
the tail that they just acquired.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe it collected something else interesting and tucked it away somewhere.
Sure. Yeah. So you just kind of like take a look around and you do realize this rat had probably been living off of or stealing the worker bees, and you see sort of half-eaten carcasses here and there, some of them fully melting into honey pools. But as far as items are concerned, no, this seems to have been a creature that only thought with his stomach and was ravenously hungry constantly, as you see crumbs and maybe some bits of squirrel fur here and there, just the remains of things around you that tell a story of consumption.
You know, I used to like having honey in my tea, but I don't think I'm going to anymore. Oh boy. And then she goes into the corner of the room and throws up a little.
That's fair. Eventually, you guys organize enough to start working your way through these winding tunnels that remind you just of someone that's had their guts ripped out, back to the honeycombs as you kind of crush whatever remains of these perfect hexagons under your feet, going back to the stairs, up to the remains of the weapon storage area where you had the rotted wood and the bees that you initially had taken out are completely melted at this point in time, and back up and out, and you take your first breath of fresh air in what feels like an eternity as you see Berry Brook in front of you, and you realize a decent amount of time has passed as the sun is setting in the distance, and you've got that. You can feel your lungs kind of getting a little bit coated with that honey or syrup sunlight, but you know soon that dangerous sort of candied glass that's known to cut people up is going to start to be able to appear. Exist in the evening.
Do you think we're going to get asthma from breathing all of this syrup in?
Yeah, I mean, the health is not going to be great for the people of this world.
I think we're probably just concerned with living for now.
Yeah, I was just going to say this similar thought. I would just be happy that I still had lungs at this point, to be honest.
What does it feel like breathing into taffy?
It's almost like if anybody who has had asthma or anything, it's a little bit like drowning and breathing at the same time. It's not too bad most of the time, and some people have started to take sort of wrap like handkerchiefs around their face just to try to filter out some of that syrup. It sort of works. But for the most part, as long as you kind of stay out of the brightest patches, if you walk from shadow to shadow, you do manage to kind of be able to breathe normally for the most part.
Roxy, I'm glad you showed up. It definitely helped us. That was a lot.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm just glad I could help in some small way at least. I guess the rat tail thing is what you came for, though. What are you planning on doing with it?
We're not sure. There's a handful of things that we have to collect. We needed the tail, but the people here wanted the heads, so that's why we also had to do that thing of taking all of the heads. So we shouldn't have to carry them for too much longer.
Oh gosh, why do they want rat heads? Well,
it's intimidating, I hear.
As Roxy kind of asks that, as you guys are standing on sort of the mound that is the Rat King's lair that overlooks the Berrybrook village, you can kind of see the golden light and shimmer of the tree that is Queen Gardania's castle in the distance, not too far away. And you do have the heads that she requested, so you could simply go and find out.
Let's just do that. Are we and Adelaide just sort of looks down. I think since we just did what we need to do, it's okay if we're not presentable for royalty like we probably should be, but we did them a favor, so it's probably okay, right?
We're princesses. Yeah. We are royalty. We can look however we want.
You all are royalty?
Oh yeah, we're princesses. Hi.
Oh, I thought that was just a cute nickname for yourselves. I didn't realize. Okay. Well, cool.
I don't do cute.
It's true. She's very ugly.
Oh, well, that's not very nice.
No, I'm deadly.
Yeah. She's not very nice either, so it's fine.
That's touche, I guess.
As they talk to each other while moving towards the castle.
Good old walk and talk.
The walk and talk. You guys make it to the front gate. Chestnut, with Glowy on his shoulder, sees you guys coming, and him and a few of the guards rush out. They start trying to help you guys carry some of the heavier load of the rat heads and follow behind you as Glowy goes, okay, thanks so much for, oh my God, she's going to be so happy. Yeah, let's get inside before it gets too bad. And you guys kind of follow the dimming light of Glowy illuminating the area as the sun sinks further into the night. And you enter through these beautiful silver doors into this sort of almost celestial area, the little twinkle of silver stars hanging by strings in the ceiling. And you can kind of see Queen Gardania sitting still on her throne. When you enter, though, with these rats, she stands up. Her beautiful monarch wings start to flutter, and you actually see her fly for the first time. And it is some of the most graceful, elegant things that you've ever seen. It's almost like she's dancing as bits of sort of blue and purple and silver glitter seems to come off her as she moves. And she takes off in this elegant sort of figure eight before landing in front of you and going, hello, my princesses. My heroes of the Pixie Land. I was wrong about your intentions. And I open my arms now to welcoming you to my castle. And and she'll kind of like snap her fingers at a couple of the guards and point to the rat heads. We will be very good friends from here, and I'm happy to lend my aid to you. Now, I believe I have promised something, and a servant scuttles up a silver tray. Between her hands, you see a beautiful little butterfly clip. There we go. It's almost an immediate replica of a butterfly shape. And she hands it over to somebody willing to take it.
That's all you. I just got here.
I think for now, you can take it. You can have it. Oh, Lagolla, you can rain fire from above. Like that, you know?
That would be kind of fun if neither of you would find this helpful for your own talents.
Go for it.
No, that's all right. But thanks.
Okay.
That was nice of you.
So will reach out and take the butterfly clip and add it to her hair.
Right.
Which is very sticky right now.
I want to wash that first.
Yes. And then you'll see her have a sort of a swarm of guards kind of come on either side of you and then through the front door as they start to dig potholes for the sticks. And you know that they're going to mount those rat heads there. 4 on one side, 3 on the other, as any enemy of the Pixie Lands will then have a fair warning. I will offer my hospitality for you. If you would like to come to the guest wing, I will have a warm bath drawn for those that can reside in water. And she kind of looks at Letty. I'm not sure how well that would do for you. And some bedroom robes for resting until the morning.
I know you've already given us a great gift, but
yes.
Is it possible with your magic or your knowledge of perhaps helping my friends with these curses they've been afflicted with, even if just temporarily?
This magic, long ago, well before any of you were a twinkle in your mother's and father's eyes, there was a woman who came here, and she was, as you, without wings, someone from the human realm. She came in friendship and she wanted to learn from us. She spent time in the farms working with the bees and learning about the honey. Our honey has magical properties. It's able to do many things. And she assumed that one of those things might be longevity. Now, that's not really something that we've ever explored, as we're not megalomaniacs. So she was doing this work without us really consciously thinking about it. And then one evening, when she kind of threw some sort of really immature tantrum, really is the best way I can say it, complaining that we had no ambition and that this honey could not do what she needed it to do, before reaching out, grabbing the honey-dipped scepter, which is a relic of our lands of high importance. It's a magical item, and stormed off. We chased after her with our guards, but as soon as she came large, she then turned herself into some sort of flying creature that I didn't recognize before taking off. And we have been poorer since, for it decreased our ability to help the bees. It made it impossible for us to really protect them from this honeyed curse, though I was able to extend a field of support magic to my own people. I can feel it crackling at the edges. I know it won't be long before it creeps in here, and I do not have the magic to stop it or fix it or revert it. It is built upon concepts that I feel this woman who was so interested in longevity, Dulcinea was her name. I feel like she was the one who maybe was so ambitious as to create something like this. She was so determined that sugars and honeys were the way to forever.
It's interesting.
It did not make sense to us.
It's a path to poor health.
The path to poor health. Yes, if you consume it. However, as an item, as a stationary item, it does not age, if you will, the way a living thing would. I don't know. Her arguments, they were loopy and really something that would be created by someone not completely in all of their senses.
She didn't really think it through, because, if you just leave all that sugar around, then you're going to get ants. And you don't want a lot of ants in here, especially pixies, because ants are, they're just,
big.
Eat you and stuff, I think. I don't know, do ants eat things? Yeah, they eat. Yeah.
Yeah. And sugar and things laying around.
They can also lift things many times their size.
Probably don't want to tangle with them, huh?
I don't think so. I do have a question, though. So the tail is something that we need, and we need a ring, and we also need a treasure from the caster's past, and so we think that Dulcinea is the caster. So would you know something that was a treasure from her past?
Well, that is a good question. I don't believe there's a few things that she had at that time, but nothing that would, it was maybe 60 or 80 years ago that she was here, and she was 20 or 30 years old. She hadn't developed her magics as much as I think, if I am to understand the people that enjoy hanging around Odessa Fox and all sorts of smokes and loud noises. She hadn't developed as strongly as she seems to have been when she was living in Deerhollow and had kidnapped those children. That was far beyond her ability when she was here. I believe if she had created something like that, it would have been recently. Or at least not here. Maybe check with the Fae, as they their magic is different than ours. But here, no, she was too young to have developed anything that could cast great magics yet.
Okay. Thought I would ask as we're collecting all the things we need.
And you should also know that the pixies have not been interested in being kind to Dulcinea since she stole from us. So we do know, if you hadn't already, that she does have a tower over there that I believe you can sneak in. I haven't done it myself, but some of the others in the village do enjoy a little bit of sticky fingers with her stuff, as you know, tit for tat. And there was a password. There we are, looking it up very quickly here. And she'll snap her fingers. What did the boy say? I don't quite recall. It was Witch's Fault. There we go. Marvelous Marzipan. There we are. So she used that to come in and out of the main door of the tower. So we use that to, well, not we. Some fellow pixies chose to use Marvelous Marzipan to as a password to sneak in and out and acquire some items.
Okay. That sounds like that would be helpful. I think we heard about the tower at some point too when we were back in Deerhollow.
Yes, that's where she was doing most of her magics when she wasn't. Your Deerhollow friend here probably knows maybe a little bit more, but she seemed to have lived in Deerhollow and then would do magics in the tower and then travel back to Deerhollow or something. We only did a little bit of stalking.
That's a good question. Would Roxy know anything about that?
So Roxy will know. Dulcinea, having heard that name, is, and you do know who she is because you do know that she is the witch. She stole the children. You know that she did live in the village longer than you'd been alive until last year when she had stolen those kids, and your sister had, and there was a bunch of the villagers that had done it. Rory's father, Baz, and there was an army that went and sort of killed her. But they didn't know the password, so they actually had to wait for her to come out, and then they took her out. And your sister had done the killing blow and had heard, her and Baz had heard the words that they then told everybody else about, which had started the Candied Curse with their dying breath.
So she, presumed dead, so that was kind of the ground zero for all of that.
Yes. So that is something that you as someone from Deerhollow would be aware of. And she was like this kindly old lady that kept to herself until she wasn't, kind of thing.
Roxy will relay all of that to the rest of them. I mean, she seemed like a nice lady, at least until all of that stuff started. I could barely believe it myself. I mean, she really gives witches a bad name, but gosh.
She seems like she was kind of opinionated, and if things didn't go her way, then bad things happen to lots of people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was Celine was the one who, I mean, supposedly killed her, I think, but oh gosh, I think Roxy, like, assuming that there's no like pressing political obligations as far as interacting with this person, wants to take a moment to themselves wherever she had offered some room for resting, and wants to just take a moment to like calm down from everything that has happened and brew herself some tea, as it is a nice thing to.
Well, if you would like some tea, then let me take you to the guest quarters. There's an apartment there that will have 4 separate beds that you guys can rest in, and then a shared sort of living area. I think that would be for the best. And then you guys can also clean up a little bit, as I believe you are dripping certain substances all over the place.
Yeah, I got some sugar cookie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know we didn't meet before, but it's a pleasure and an honor to make your acquaintance.
Yes. Very well. Thank you very much for taking out the Rat King. And I will certainly help you in any way that I can. If you happen to find the honey dipped wand, you'll know it when you see it. Certainly, I'd be happy to even do a favor for you. But for now, rest. And she'll kind of usher you guys away and then have her servants kind of take over and bring you to this apartment, which is beautifully furnished with sort of this beautiful red velvet theme. And you have a little kitchenette where you could do tea. And there is 4 bedrooms, so you guys can go and get a full rest.
Hey.
And in this moment, I'm going to say, you can take a full rest. Obviously, it's not going to have an interruption. You're a very safe location. And you get to go to level 2.
Yay!
Yeah. So that means we are going to talk about leveling up a little bit in the last moments that we have here. So your gift ability goes up. Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt. Before we move away from the game stuff too much, I did have one thing to do. The tea thing, while also cute, is not entirely just flavor.
Yeah.
I can, when I spend time to brew it, I can read the leaves to divine the answer to a single yes or no question. Would now be like an appropriate time to use that?
Okay. So, yeah. So as you guys kind of relax a little bit, if there's anything you guys would like to RP right before, I'm happy to take a moment and do this with you. Roxy brews some tea. Letty, Adelaide, Lagolla, is there anything you'd like to do before heading to bed or early in the morning in this sort of peaceful resting environment?
I don't think so. I think Adelaide is very concerned with sort of this, because, her healing touch, a lot of that kind of has to do with herself and, kind of her... kind of how she helps with the healing and tears and hair and all of these pieces of her. So she's just sort of considering that like this effect on her might kind of sap her powers. And she was so darn useless at combat kinds of things that like losing the ability to be helpful in healing is something that she's spending some time contemplating and sort of being pensive and concerned about.
That is completely understandable. Letty or Lagolla, before we do tea leaves, anything you think you would do?
No, not that I can think of.
Not a worry. Letty, no? You good?
Letty says goodbye to Harriet and says to one of the pixies guarding her, whatever, like, take care of her. She was the nicest of the ranks.
Oh, God.
Maybe you've got a little bit of lavender left that you can put in your pocket.
I think it was just the product of your upbringing. That's why you got all angry and tied your tail with all the really bad rats. Goodbye, Harriet.
Oh.
Harriet's jaw hangs as it says goodbye to you.
What? Oh, goodbye.
Nobody hears anything. It's all that Letty said. All right. And Roxy, you brew, yes. Roxy, as you brew a little bit of tea and you drink it until only the tea leaves are left, what question are you asking?
I think she is like between her forefinger and thumb, just rubbing that moon amulet from before and thinking over everything that has happened today. Like, this has been the biggest day of her life in quite some time. And wants to know the question, given everything that we've learned, especially that there's all kinds of weird magic going on. You're dealing with the Fae and pixies and all this other stuff. And what she saw in the forest earlier, she wants to know, is Celine alive?
So in the tea leaves, you see simply, yes.
And I think for the first time since all of this has started, she feels a surge of inspiration and confidence as she gets ready to rest for the evening.
And somewhere in the distance, far away in the woods, you hear the last little bit of a howl that draws you towards it. All right. So now, leveling up. I will continue to remind additional or supplementary rules. We are doing multi-classing if you are interested, if you would like. If you do a multi-class, it would just start from the first ability. However, you are going to take 2 gift dice at this point in time at level 2, and you get your heart die increased to 2 heart die. And you get to roll a d4 for your HP increase, which I think is going to be a big one for you guys.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, the 3 is a pretty nice one. If you let me know, I can edit your character sheets, or if you know how to do it, feel free. And then you can also, your virtue deepens. Roll a d20 in order for each of your 3 virtues. If you roll higher than your virtue, increase it by 1. So here's your chance to increase your stats.
Hey, I failed, so my resolve goes up from 10 to 11.
There we go.
Very exciting.
All right. Does anybody feel like, I know that Derek,
we get to do this for each of them, right?
Yes, each one you get to roll, and if you fail, Melissa, you get to go up probably all 3.
I got a nat 20 on my grace.
Oh my God. I will give
10.
you a +2 for a nat 20. A critical fail, I'll give you a +2.
All the way up to 11.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. I guess I'll roll HP first. Hey, that's a 4. Let's go.
Nice.
On my wits, it stays at 12.
And then, so gift ability, you'll either get a level 2 of your gift ability, or if you want a multi-class, you get the first gift ability of a different class. Don't worry about sort of doing the same as somebody else. There's only so many classes, and it's fun. It should just be fun, and it should be how you think your character would want to be.
Righty. I think I've got everything squared away.
Yeah, I don't imagine that it's going to be, it's not a big time sink to do a level up in this, which is nice as well. Okay, so let's talk gift abilities. Letty, are you just taking level 2 in your earth spending?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So I get blast. So I can fire a 5-foot wide elemental blast in a straight line anywhere within a stone's throw. And anyone in its path takes the sum of the dice, the gift dice that I commit to it. They get to take that amount of damage or half on a successful save. So I basically can blast people with rocks now and do proper damage.
I mean, the stalagmite did a lot of damage as well, but yes, excellent. Okay, and because there's 2 gift dice, when you do roll for doing that damage, if you can roll 1 or 2 dice, and if you get duplicates, you get a mishap as well. Melissa, are you thinking you're going to multi-class, or are you going to take a level 2 of your same class?
I had considered multi-classing, but I'm just going to stick with Healing Touch. I like kind of all the things that it does. So for level 2 for Healing Touch, it's tears. So you can spend time empathizing with someone until you cry dice of enchanted tears. Each tear can cure an ailment, injury, or poison. Extra tears can be saved in bottles, but their effectiveness fades after you rest. So I flavored the magic touch with my little berries that I kind of pluck. And so now it's berries plus tears.
All right. Very good. If you want to change tears to any other thing, just let me know. That's perfectly okay. Derek, are you going to multi-class? I know you were considering it with one of the other animal ones, or are you just going to deepen your animal friendship?
I think to just have more support ability for the team, I'm just going to take level 2 for the Wild Heart.
Okay, very good. And what does that mean?
Yeah, so now I have roar, so I let out a bestial roar, and the number of creatures that I roll have to save or they become terrified for a certain number of rounds, which will be helpful in fights.
Yes, fighting 7 rats. All right, and Roxy, are you going? I know you've had so much experience as a kitchen magic. Multi-class or
no?
Level 2?
I think I'll just keep it easy for myself and go with the level 2 of the kitchen one.
All right, and what does that mean?
So I get concoctions. I know the recipes for 3 concoctions, and I have them on hand just when you need them. You can either take them yourself or throw them as an attack, or I presumably give them to somebody else as well.
Yep.
One of them is a tonic. It ends an ailment or cures an injury. One is vitriol, which does damage both when it hits something as well as over time, and it instantly corrodes through metal. And then anodyne, which causes a creature to peacefully fall asleep with no nightmares.
Well, that might be important for Letty soon.
I need that to not have
maybe also. I don't know. Letty might just need a
fair.
peaceful rest to get her brains back.
I'm fine. What's wrong? What's wrong?
You guys wake up in the morning and there's rat heads in each of your beds. It's just like the Godfather.
Oh dear.
Surprise, guys. I was worried you were going to be scared by yourself, so I brought you friends.
Absolutely unhinged.
All right. Well, thank you guys all for playing. Jeff, a Garblag, or should we do just Lollygaggers?
Yeah. I mean, we'll just mention Garblag because Aaron plays some games there, and he's a friend of ours. Garblag's friend of ours. So go check them out. They do good stuff. Otherwise, we got some things to talk about, including Huckleberry, our dear friend Steven, is making this game. So if you like weird West action cinematic horror, there's a lot of scripters there. Go check out huckleberryrpg.com or hop in the Discord and you can pester him with questions. Big update this week. Tons of new pages, tons of new content added to the quick start over on drive-thru. And if you look on YouTube, you might see a video over on the Dave Thalmore's channel, doing a little preview of Huckleberry as well. So if you're kind of curious what that's about, that's a great vid to get an idea about. As for our streams, Thursday we got some Swords of the Serpentine. You can see Kipser, Melissa, and myself playing through that. Friday, speaking of Aaron, he should be back running us through some Dragonbane that night. Saturday, we should be doing Han Cluster for Savage Worlds. I think that might be our last session. I'm not sure. And then, and that's it for this week. So yeah.
Did I see that the backer kit had gone up for Han Cluster?
It's not up yet. The date is the 25th, but you can go get notified. So you can go follow the backer kit. You can also do the same thing with Huckleberry too. Both of them. Yeah. You can just go get reminders. And so when they go live, it goes to your email and you're like, hey, cool.
Mm-hmm. What a great idea, Jeff.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Man, I plug Huckleberry better than Steve.
Yeah, you do.
I do it more often. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we got. Anything else I'm forgetting? Are we good? Melissa, did they have raids?
Yes, we had raids from Matt in a Hat and DM Nix and the Rebel Pilot.
Hooray.
Awesome. You're not supposed to be so efficient with that, so I have more time to find a raid.
Sorry.
Isabelle, do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, I got something to plug. Ooh. It's being kind to your fellow human being.
Hey, and rat heads.
Nice. And also plugging rat heads. Oh boy. I'm gonna have nightmares about that.
Plugging, piking, it's all the same.
I'm just yes-anding Kipser. I just want to point out I'm a perfectly normal person. Kipser's throwing this shit out there. I'm just taking it and saying, yes, I accept it. And here I go. Right back at you.
See, I wasn't warned about this ahead of time.
I think I'm pretty sure I mentioned the Butcher of the Forest a few times.
You may have, actually.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to raid Dorktales. So follow the raid. They're playing some Old Gods of Appalachia, speaking of Cypher. So follow that raid. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Good game on.
Bye.